Dine on Sky View.
And good morning. It's cold today. Was down in the 20s, might be up into the low 30s right now. I'm trying to get my ice cold hands to perform.
Dine on Sky View.
Oh, you're so proud of yourself. Knows his name. Okay. There. Alright, oil is at what? 68. Shooting for 120, so that's going to be a while. Take me that long just to get these straps. I'm dressed for the weather. In RV flying with the smallish airplanes, dressing for the weather means layers and layers and layers. Nothing big and bulky. Like that guy you can see down the aisle there with his 152 wearing that big bulky jacket. He's going to be crowded in there. So, starts from the bottom, 2 pair of socks, long underwear of course, so my legs get cold. A t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and a jacket, a nice padded jacket on top of that, and then big fluffy gloves for when I'm not actually doing anything with knobs and such, because this won't work. I can push the hard buttons, that's about it. Okay. So today, very short trip, just going down to Lancaster, KLHQ. And I think, oh, hang on, do this. There we go. So get down to the K. Nope. Get up there. This is hard with gloves on. K. L. Hotel. There it is. Direct. Go, baby, go. And that is a 12-minute flight. Once we get in the air, which is going to be a while because, you know, the oil. So 12 minutes of sitting here, or 12 minutes of flying, probably another 12 minutes of sitting here. Okay, well, no sense, if there's anything more boring than watching paint dry, it's watching oil warm up, so off we go. And, you know, just observation of the guy across from me, that he stood there, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes waiting for the fuel truck to show up. And now he's going to pre-flight. I mean, he had 10 or 15 minutes to do that before the fuel truck showed up, but that's just me. Oh, I'm freezing. I'm going to taxi up here and get in the sun, if nothing else, while we're waiting on this oil. Well, we're at 90 degrees. I could probably go ahead and taxi down the runway. Getting out in the sun doesn't help the oil any. It helps me. And, you know, that's okay. Bolton ground, experimental 284 Delta Golf. At the T-hangars, ready to taxi, departing VFR eastbound.
Experimental 284 Delta Golf, Bolton ground, runway 4, taxi via Bravo and Alpha, wind calm altimeter 3020.
Taxi Bravo Alpha to 4 Delta Golf. And 3020 on the barometer. I was off by 2 100ths. 2 cents. Oops, that's going to be kind of bright for you guys, so off we go. Some of our regular riders will have noticed that I accepted runway 4 again without complaint. And for the same reason as last time, we're at 106 on the oil. We need 120. It's 107. So at this pace, we'll hit 120 about halfway to where we're going, which is just fine. 120 is a minimum, and it doesn't hurt anything, but, you know, more is better. So I don't mind letting the thing warm up a little bit more. And there were 2 more coming out behind me, and if I had requested 2-2, then they would have had to do the same, or whatever. I don't know if he wanted to do it. Anyway, that's why I figured it's no big deal when I'm waiting for the oil anyway to be taxiing down to the departure point. We're really not in any hurry. Kyle will be leaving, well, he said departing 8:30 from Jackson. I don't know if that meant he was departing for the airport at 8:30 or going to be at the airport at 8:15 and in the air by 8:30, but either way, he's got a longer flight than I do. If we got there even right now, we'd be way too early. Right now, we're forecast to get there at 8:40, so 10 minutes after he's departed Jackson, and that's at least a half-hour flight. So we're really in no hurry at all, and I might actually just fly around a little bit on the way over there since it's only a 20-minute flight. I'm sorry, 11-minute, 12-minute flight. And it's such a gorgeously beautiful, bright day. I'm getting heat out of the engine already. Well, already. I'm getting all the heat I'm ever going to get out of the engine. And it's warmer than the 33 degrees now outside, which is up from 20-something. So that's, even that in itself is an improvement. So we're just going to do a run up, and we'll get up in the air and fool around a little bit. I think when I get down here to the departure end of runway 4, I'm physically actually closer to my house than I am to my hangar. This is my neighborhood right over there. Oh, so this is kind of a long walk. And we're at 125 on the oil, so that worked out well. We'll just do a quick run up and we'll be out of here. Alrighty, everything is in the green. Canopy is latched. Flaps are up. And we are ready to go. Sitting here with this sun flickering, remembering back in my early days of private pilot training, there's a lot of stuff you have to learn that you then forget about, and I never forgot about this one. It's called flicker vertigo, and it's when your propeller or whatever is causing that sunlight to flicker as it blades across through there. It can give you a headache, can make you nauseous, can do all kinds of weird things. So I just thought you might enjoy that little thing too. Here it is for you. See, we're going to probably get a right turn out here, aren't we? And go over the tower. Bolton Tower, experimental 284 Delta Golf, ready for takeoff, runway 4 at Alpha 5, departing VFR eastbound.
Experimental 284 Delta Golf, Bolton Tower, runway 4, clear for takeoff, eastbound departure.
Clear for takeoff, runway 4 eastbound, departure 4 Delta Golf. Okay, off we go. There's still frost where the sun isn't shining. Get the shadow, everything in the shadow is still frosty.
And then the 66 Alpha Bravo, Bolton ground, cleared to the Cuyahoga Airport as filed. Charlie Golf Foxtrot, on departure plan maintain 3,000, expect 7,000 10 minutes after. Departure frequency is 132.3, squawk 4050.
Strange day for IFR, must be practice.
And the 66 Alpha Bravo, readback is correct, are you ready to taxi? 66 Alpha Bravo, runway 4, taxi via Bravo and Alpha. Wind is calm, altimeter 3020.
And Tower 4 Delta Golf, I just noticed your beacon is still on.
Leaving altitude.
You are correct, sir. Thanks. Switch didn't completely disengage.
Maybe that's why the guy filed IFR. The beacon being on means it's nighttime or IFR, and it clearly is not nighttime, and IFR is actually kind of out of the question as well. But sometimes they forget that, and a lot of times I'm the first one out of here. So I remind them. Here's a pro tip, don't fly towards the east in the morning. It's blind.
Alpha Bravo negative, runway 4, sir.
Well, he must have thought he was going to 22. So despite the fact that we really just took off, we are now 9 minutes from Lancaster. The runway there is east-west, 1028. There's not much wind. There's a little bit out of the north-west. But we're set up for a nice direct, actually it'll be a bit of a 45. Nice 45 into the left downwind for 28. So that's going to be our choice unless we hear anybody else. And I'll go ahead and get the Unicom up there now that we're far enough away from Bolton. So map, info, weather. That's not what I want. I want comm. There we go. Comm right there. And we'll throw the ASOS in. Pop that over. Comm. And go to the intercom in.
0.
There we go.
Sky condition, clear. Temperature -0.1 Celsius. Dew point -0.3 Celsius. Altimeter 3020. Remarks. Density altitude -1,100. Fairfield County Airport, Lancaster, Ohio. Automated weather observation 1337 Zulu. Wind calm.
Oh, there you go.
10.
My choice.
Sky condition clear.
29 degrees out there and about 32 in here. I'm not getting really much heat at all. And it's time to put some a little obstruction over the water radiator so that water gets a little hotter. Yeah, it's right down at the bottom of the green. Really, you want it hotter than that. So it's getting to be about time to put a little baffling in place, because it's baffling how cold it is in here. I'm getting very little heat. I had to put on the gloves. The heat air blows in under here, and if it's not hot, it's cold. And of course my hands are all right down here, right in that breeze. And the canopy's a little leaky. I get a little air through the edges, which I don't mind in the summer, but detest in the winter. So I'll plug that up in probably next time I fly. But for now, the gloves are on, and we're only 7.5 miles away. I can see the runway. It's not going to be much longer from here. We're still on the autopilot. Actually, I put on the autopilot about halfway here. I was flying by hand today. I like doing that now and then. So I got the runway in sight. We're 7 miles from a left downwind to 28.
Autopilot, disconnect.
Fairfield County traffic, experimental 284 Delta Golf is 6 miles west inbound left traffic, runway 28, Fairfield County. Pattern altitude is 1900, and I'll just dial that in as a reminder. It's right there, right there. All right, pattern altitude and flap extension speed just shy of getting into pattern, so that was fairly well done. Fairfield County traffic, experimental 284 Delta Golf, midfield left downwind, runway 28, Fairfield County. Where are all you people? There's nobody around today. I own the sky and the airport. Generally, I extend my downwind here and go around this housing development. There's a nice little gap between the houses and the hills where I'm not going to bother anybody. Oh, this engine is pretty quiet, particularly now when I've got it almost at idle, but it's an easy enough thing to do. Just kind of circumnavigate the neighborhoods. Fairfield County traffic, 284 Delta Golf is left base, runway 28, Fairfield County. This is probably the largest, most relaxed pattern I fly, all the way out here. Fairfield County, 284 Delta Golf, final 28, Fairfield County. Kind of pro forma call. Nobody here. Wow, so that's what a not flat runway looks like. This runway is real wavy, and I've gotten now suddenly spoiled by the very, 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 very flat runway at Bolton. Oh man, that guy has a fifth wheel that's longer than his driveway. Neighbors must love that. We don't need to land on the numbers on this one. We're going halfway down. We're going more than halfway down. So we're going to land well long. is the airport from which I bought my RV-6 many, 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 many years ago. Oh, landed way too soon. We could have been flying for all this time. Oh, this is desolate. Oh, this is where he said they were going. I'm thinking, why did we come here? I better double check on that. Might be out here all alone. Okay, well, here we are. For better or worse. Yeah, how about Lancaster meeting some guys from K-Gas 2, planning 8:30 departure? Okay, and we're in the right place at the right time, so I'm just going to go ahead and shut down. I hate ramps like this, where they've put no parking markers, like, oh, there's one. They're just so faded out, they're really, really hard to see, so I'm trying to find a legitimate place to park. I see one now faded. Actually, I went right over one, I just pulled up too far. I'll just go back and put right, boy, that paint is really faded. But I'll just go back and redo that. Oh, it's much harder to see from this side. Oh, that's what happened. Where is it? Damn it. The paint disappears as soon as it gets in the sun. Come on, plane. Get over
Grumman, you can park anywhere you'd like over there.
I'm not a Grumman. I'll have to go in and have a chat with her. There we go. Well, I'm not alone entirely. Just enough people here to do something embarrassing. She's like, what the hell are you doing out there? Musical chairs. Okay, we're well and truly here this time.
Did you get it? Are you done?
I'm recording.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to cut out all that yapping.
Yeah, I've been studying to get my written out of the road so I can concentrate on the flying portion because I'm going for my private.
It's a good idea to get that written down, otherwise you end up ahead of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed you guys sat north-south.
Joe, did you drive either?
Okay, we had a nice breakfast, and I planned on doing this. I don't know if I will actually do it, but I plan on having a little bit of video between this landing and this takeoff. And if I do that, you'll know that I had breakfast sitting next to Martha Lunkin. And if that sounds like Lunkin Airport, it should. I think she was involved in that. She did a lot of writing for Flying Magazine back in the day. She worked for the FAA at one point. And she's flying a nice big, I think that's a big Cessna 180, wonderful airplane. So that was nice. It ended up being a group of about 10. And we had a nice breakfast at Scrambler Marie's. So we're just waiting on the oil again, 65 degrees because it's been sitting outside here. So this is going to take a while. But we'll be out of here in a wee bit.
300. Temperature 05 Celsius. Dew point -02 Celsius. Altimeter 3020.
Didn't change.
Remarks. Density altitude -400. Fairfield County Airport, Lancaster, Ohio. Automated weather observation 1743 Zulu. Wind 250 at 08.
Okay.
Visibility.
That's runway 28 on departure, same as it was on arrival. We're just going to wait on the oil, 69, 70 degrees. I'm not even going to taxi yet. That's not even getting down to the end of the runway is not going to be long enough for that. So I shall wait patiently.
Fairfield County traffic set to 51033. Inbound from the southwest. I'm 10 miles out, 3,200. I'll be entering the Downwind Lake for 28 on a 45, Fairfield County.
All right, he's far enough out not to be a factor, even though that's actually, well, we're going to go straight out for a little while, but we would soon be flying north. We'd be flying southwest.
Traffic,
That's where you're coming from.
turning base 28, Fairfield.
Yeah, he's way out there like we were on the way in, so I think a lot of people must go around that neighborhood. It's the friendly thing to do. He's just now making his turn. So we'll be able to get our run up done. We'll be ready to go right after he touches down, but before that next guy gets in. All right, we're through our run up. This guy's still way out there. He'll be, by the time we get up here and check the canopy and do our final trim check and all that, yeah, we're all good to go. We'll go ahead and get 128.1 in. That's what we're going to need next. There we go. Get up there, get up there, get up there, get up there. Go. So we're all set on that. He's on short final. He'll roll out for a little bit, but only about half the gun runway, and we'll be ready to go. Everything's set. There he comes. Well, he's going to get the numbers. He's going to get right on those numbers. No, he didn't. He went over the numbers. He's landing long, just like I do. I mean, there's a reason for it. And the other guy still hasn't reached his midfield left down. He was 10 miles out, so he's probably still about 5 miles out. So I think we're good to go.
Fairfield County traffic, experimental 284 Delta Golf departing runway 28 straight out, Fairfield County.
And the straight out is for the benefit.
Traffic 820 is clear, runway 28 Fairfield.
The inbound Cessna is going to want to know where we're going. And now you get to see, they just had runway work done here too, but they didn't have the flattening. See how that's all wavy down the middle? So Bolton went ahead and got theirs flattened, but I guess they don't have the jet traffic in and out of here that really wanted it flattened. Man, that was a very short takeoff roll. Now we got to listen for that guy that was headed for the midfield left downwind coming from the southwest, because I can't go straight out for long. Well, yeah, I can actually. I go straight for as long as I want. There he is right there, 51033. He's showing up on the traffic scope right there, pointing right at us, 1,000 feet below, which is interesting. But not a factor really. We're heading this way, he's right over here. All right, well.
Traffic, that's the 51033.
There he is.
Entering a traffic pattern on a 45 downwind lake for 28 Fairfield.
All right, well, he's no issue. And we're going to be calling the tower real soon now, because we're about 8 miles southeast. Pretty damn close to south. I'm not sure what to tell him at this point. I'm going to tell him southeast. That other guy's right in front of me, but I don't see him. It's right there. And that's only, well, he's 3 miles out. And 3 miles is just right around where I ought to be able to see him, or not, you know.
Bolton Tower, experimental 284 Delta Golf, 9 miles southeast, inbound landing.
Experimental 4 Delta Golf, Bolton Tower, from the southeastern area left downwind to runway 22, report, so give me a call 2 miles out prior to entering the downwind and watch for flight design traffic in a left close pattern. I'll advise you of their position once you get closer.
Report 2 miles out from, I'll report from a midfield left downwind, 4 Delta Golf.
Speaking of Mike, we'd like to depart to the north now. Could we get a right turn out?
Okay, flight design, is it 3 November Mike or 6 Fox Delta?
6 Fox Delta, had a brain seizure there.
And done that quite a few times. 6 Foxtrot Delta, right turn out northbound.
Right turn northbound, 6 Foxtrot Delta.
Experimental 4 Delta Golf, you can disregard the traffic. They are departing to the north on the opposite side of the airfield, no factor. Report midfield left downwind. Wind is 25005, altitude 3019er.
Report midfield left downwind 22, 4 Delta Golf.
I'm not going to repeat all that. I don't know, I guess that's the traffic right there. Well, there's all kinds of stuff out here, but those have altitudes. I'm not sure what the deal is with this guy right here. That could just be me, false alarming. Anyway, 7 miles out, we're going to report a midfield left downwind to 22. That's all you need to know. That's all I need to know. And manual from here.
Disconnect.
And I'm still going to be looking for whatever this blob is, if it's anything, just because. But if he's not talking at a tower, he should be by now.
He's inside the Class Delta. Although I've had that happen before, inside Class D, and somebody goes whistling right by me, and I called the tower, are you talking to that guy? No idea who that is. So you can't really count on airspace, special use airspace, protecting you. People do things strangely. Oh, I didn't finish my story about Martha Lunkin. I sat and had breakfast with her, and I submitted about 6 articles to airfaxjournal.com, and they published them, and that's run by Richard Collins, who used to run Flying Magazine, and of course Martha Lunkin used to write for Flying Magazine. And I had sent an email to the editor when they were reviewing my articles. I said, well, it kind of tickles me to think that Richard Collins might be reading my articles for a change, and he actually sent an email back that says, yes, I enjoy your articles. You may be too young to get the reference, but they remind me of Gordon Baxter. And Martha felt the same way I felt about that. I think that's the nicest thing anybody could have ever said to me, at least about my writing. So she wrote for them for a while also. She's just a very nice woman, very, very into flying. Obviously, she spent her entire life doing it. Lots and lots of very interesting stories. So it was a 10-minute flight out, 20 minutes back because of the headwind, but it was well worth it. I had a great time. 3 miles short of the airport. I'm going to be entering the midfield left downwind here in just a couple minutes, and I'll just go ahead and leave the camera on. But it was unexpected. It was a real treat. Those are names from back when the 70s, when I was subscribed to Flying Magazine when I was, 13, 14 years old. I've read all of those things, and to be honest, I didn't read much of Richard Collins. It was very technical, and it was the same stuff every year. It's thunderstorm season, it's icing season, blah, blah, blah. I always read Gordon Baxter. He wrote the way I write. He wrote narrations about his flights that interested him, and that's what Airfax Journal liked too. They like that kind of thing. So I very much got the reference, and I'm actually quite proud of it. All right, that spinner is squealing again. Can you hear that?
State Towers is flight design 566 Foxtrot Delta. We are 6 miles out. 6 miles out southwest.
Okay.
On with information, Papa.
They don't have.
Foxtrot Delta, you're still broadcasting Bolton, sir.
Yeah, because there's no information, Papa, here.
Bolton Tower 284 Delta Golf is mid to hill left downwind runway 22.
I'm right here. Here I am.
4 Delta Golf, runway 22, clear to land.
Clear runway 22, 4 Delta Golf.
Sometimes they have trouble seeing my tiny little airplane, so I give them a little bit of wing to look at. But he might be on the phone. They coordinate a lot with Port Columbus approach and all that. He'll get a phone call about an inbound IFR and all that. So they're not always available to answer immediately, which I get. But I have had trouble with them before being able to see the airplane. The RV-6 was even worse. It was gray. It was haze gray. It had a very short wing. And generally, I would not call, when I was entering downwind, I would call right when I was in a big steep bank, just to get that wing up where they could see it. And much easier to see the bottom of the wing than from the side. I haven't had to do that as much with this airplane, but this is still a really small airplane. And he may have been busy, he may have just been having trouble seeing me, but I just gave him a little wing rock to see if I could catch his eye. Now, also interesting will be let's see if I get my automatic taxi instructions once we land, or if I have to call him. That's kind of a 50-50 proposition. The runway looks gorgeous, all lit up like that. Brand new paint and everything. And I have to remind myself, Alpha 3 is not where it used to be, and I have to land a little longer than usual. Keep reminding myself. Not that it costs me anything, and I can taxi a little extra, but it's technique. I like to practice my technique. All right, we have a crosswind. A little bit of a crosswind. We knew that. Now we're in our slip, got the wing down, right wing down, left rudder, and more power because that's going to start sinking us. There we go. That makes the spinner unhappy too. It's gusty.
Bolton Tower,
more than I expected.
5236 Yankee inbound for a full stop from about 8 miles southeast.
Oh, that was ugly. I hope that's not the Aztec that lives next door to me. He comes in and blasts full power on the left engine to turn that damn thing. Blows everything around in my hangar.
Aztec 36 Yankee Bolton Tower from the southeast and left down runway 22, report midfield. Wind is 250 at 07, gust 14,
There you
altimeter
go.
019er.
I didn't know about the gust 14. You told me that, I just didn't hear it.
Midfield, right downwind midfield.
Terminal 4 Delta Golf, exit Alpha 3, taxi parking Alpha, and Charlie to the ramp, monitor ground point 8 on the way in.
Alpha 3, Alpha to Charlie, monitor ground point 8 on the way in, 4 Delta Golf.
Okay. Alpha 3, Alpha to Charlie. That's the way we're used to doing it, so that'll be easy. And let's monitor ground, because we said we would. Okay. Yeah, I got that on my clearance. He gave me the wind, and I kind of let it gloss on over. I knew it was already knew it was a little bit windy. I didn't know it was gusting 14. That's not a problem. I became aware of it just upon inspection. But non-standard arrival instructions, and what was the other thing that they gave me? It was the I don't know. I just didn't manage to catch the wind until he told the other guy. Didn't matter. So Alpha, here's Charlie. So we'll be up Charlie, and we'll be done with Rick. Turn the heat off now. It actually started producing a little bit. And there we go. All right, as always, thanks for riding along, and I'll see you next time.